Thai authorities have said that all the rescued boys are in a good mental state. Earlier, Thai Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha visited the cave to inspect the rescue operation, with Navy rescuers giving him a rousing cheer. The Thai Prime Minister's arrival came 90 minutes after another 4 boys were rescued from the flooded cave, bringing the total number of young footballers evacuated to 8. The challenging operation to extract the remaining trapped 4 boys and their coach from deep within a Thai cave will resume today. First 4 of the trapped boys were rescued from the flooded cave on Sunday. They were trapped for 16 days. These visuals on your screen show one of the boys rescued from Tham Luang Cave being taken to a helicopter on a stretcher. The same divers conducted the next stage of operation and brought out 4 more of the boys today. And the rescued boys will be undergoing detailed medical checkups. The remaining 4 boys and the coach are expected to be brought out today. Locals applauded and cheered as ambulances carrying the rescued boys left the old Chiang Rai airport for the hospital.
Now they coming to the hospital.
And bringing us continuous coverage from Ground Zero, I am joined in by our international correspondent Siddhant Sibal, who's live from Thailand. Let's quickly go across to Siddhant. Siddhant, what is the situation over there at the moment? Give us a Ground Zero report over there. What is the weather like, and what are the possibilities of, those 4 remaining children and their coach being extracted from the cave today?
Well, there has been a sudden change in the weather here. The area was lashed out with rains and the entire area is now drenched in rain. If I can ask my camera person to zoom into the mountains where the cave is located, you can see heavy clouds over the mountains where the cave is, and that could make the entire rescue operation little difficult, because we all know that it's a battle against water and heavy monsoon rains, because that can inundate the small caves where the boys are. Just a short while ago, there was a briefing here in which we have been informed that the boys who were rescued on Sunday, the first batch of boys who were rescued on Sunday, their parents were allowed to see them through a glass wall at the hospital. So that's a positive development for the parents who were anxiously waiting for their kids. They still haven't had a physical touch, and for first 24 hours we saw they were quarantined in the hospital, the first batch. The second batch was rescued yesterday. We still don't have any information. The officials were largely tight-lipped, but there was a sense of optimism and hope here where I am standing at the temporary media center that has been established in front of the mountain after the boys were rescued. The 4 boys were rescued.
Absolutely, you rightly mentioned, certainly these efforts of rescuing those 8 boys are, of course, very laudable. But coming to the rescue efforts for the remaining 4 boys in the cave, along with their football coach, what are the challenges now facing the rescue operation team?
Well, after the optimism of yesterday night, it seems today not much of optimism because of the heavy rains that lashed out the region just a short while ago, and that has made sure that people here run for cover. That was the extent, though the sun is suddenly out again as we speak to you. But the rains can have the potential to damage the entire rescue operation, because that is the biggest fear on the minds of the authorities, rain, because as we have already told you that these are small caves inside the mountains, and it's very difficult to go inside these caves, and if they get inundated with water, the rescue operation will be can be halted also if the situation remains very dangerous. We saw last week what happened. A former Thai Navy SEAL officer died while he was trying to rescue. So that is the dangerous, and the stakes are really high in this rescue operation in Thailand.
Absolutely. Siddhant, you rightly mentioned about the former Thai Navy SEAL who succumbed due to lack of oxygen on Friday. And that also goes on to, reflect upon the complexity of this entire rescue operation, and goes on to also establish and explain the fact why this entire rescue operation has actually become a global effort, because not just India, there have been rescue teams coming in from the United States also, so much so that Elon Musk has also contributed a submarine to evacuate these children. Why don't you, give us an insight into all the contribution and efforts being, put over there?
Well, he tweeted about it this morning, how this temporary submarine he has created, and it was his idea. But this entire story has got global attention. There are media people from across the globe covering and giving minute-to-minute details on the situation of the boys. But there have been international efforts also. The team of the rescuers have not only Thai people. There are 5 Thai Navy SEAL officers, but there are also other international members, including from Israel and the United States. We have seen the US President tweeting about it. We have seen Indian ambassador here giving a proposal of an Indian company who was involved in rescue efforts after the Bangkok flood of 2011. That company can help. So there is an international sense of international solidarity when it comes to the entire effort, because this is a human story. This could have happened anywhere, and the reaction it has provoked is really something that shows the underlying theme of coming together, and especially the most impacted one are the family members, and that is what also matters, because we have seen letters coming out from the boys who are stuck from the coach who is inside. There were reports that the coach said that he tried to ask the boys to meditate. That can help them, but largely it's a super international effort, and the effort right now is to rescue the 4 boys left along with their coach, the 25-year-old coach.
Right. Also, Siddhant, please inform us about how these rescue operations actually work, because we all are aware that it's a very complex operation, but how they actually function is what we would like an insight from you about.
Well, there are 2 parts of the rescue operation. First in the mountain, and then from the mountain to the hospital. Both are really dangerous and require caution and no hindrance from anywhere. First in the mountain, these are really dangerous mountains, as you can see from behind where I am standing. And the caves are really small, really treacherous conditions. Add to this the monsoon rains which have just lashed out. These are ominous signs, dangerous signs. So the group of the rescuers go inside, get the boys out one by one, and there is an ambulance waiting, there is a helicopter waiting. The hospital is almost 1 hour distance from the location where I am standing. The boys are then taken from the cave entrance to the site where the helicopter is standing. That's not a distance, that's just few minutes, but for a boy who is stuck in a cave for so many weeks, it's really dangerous and precarious. So the boy is taken from that mouth of the cave to the helicopter, and from the helicopter the boy is taken to the hospital, and where they are kept under supervision. There was a briefing from the government officials today morning, not at this site but at a different site, where they said that they are in a good stable position. So that's a thing that can be cheered about. So from the hospital, the other big worry is that the boys should recover as soon as possible, both mentally and physically.
Absolutely. Siddhant also goes on to say how complicated these rescue efforts are now, especially that it has been raining heavily. The weather gods have certainly not been very kind to the rescue team, and these are, the latest visuals that we are bringing to you from Thailand. WION continues to bring you ground zero coverage, and as you can see, it's very cloudy over there. Rain has constantly been lashing the caves over there where the children are trapped. And let me also continue to bring you coverage over there as our international correspondent Siddhant Sibal joins me. Siddhant, also coming to the challenges for the medical officials, because I'm being told that dehydration and malnutrition might be 2 very important factors that the medical team would be actually focusing on as far as the rescued boys are concerned.
Well, other than dehydration and malnutrition, the other big issue is impact on the muscles, because these boys were stuck in a certain position for almost 2 weeks. That's really dangerous for the muscles, and that can contribute to a long-term damage to tissues and ligaments. Other than that, there's the mental impact also, long-term impact, depression, anxiety. That is the big issue in front of the medical fraternity here, who is, of course, taking care of the boys. The other point is making sure that they don't suffer long-term impact in terms of their mental health and physical health, and for that they are making sure that they get international help also. As you know, as we have telling you, that this is an international story, and yesterday we saw the Thai officials even thanking the international media for giving it a due coverage. But since it's an international story, it has got the international limelight. There are proposals coming from all across the world to help the boys. We even met a diver who came from Singapore, who volunteered to help. He didn't divulge other details, but he just said that he's optimistic that the boys will come out, and that is what everyone is hoping for, praying for here, including the international media. And let me tell you, there is a huge contingent of volunteers who have arrived all across the Thailand to help the people who are rescuing and to support the media also. They're providing free food, they're providing a lot of free medicines for the people who are arriving here to focus on the story. But largely now people have been contained to a certain location.
Right.
Now they're not allowed to go around, because that the authorities fear might hamper the entire rescue operation which is currently going at the cave.
Right, Siddhant, certainly it is worthy of appreciation, factoring in all the global support that has been pouring in constantly for these trapped boys. Also, you mentioned, the importance of, a healthy state of mind for the trapped boys and their coach. It's interesting to, actually mention that meditation has helped these boys tremendously, because there are reports that, that's how the coach actually helped in preserving the calm of the entire team by helping them meditate.
Well, that is one of the stories which we have read, and the newspapers here are full of stories coming out through sources based and some on the basis of official commentary. But by and large, there's a lot of things going to happen. It's not that the boys will be rescued and the story is over. No, it will take much more time, because these boys have suffered way too long, and they might require much more help than just rescuing from this place, because it's the after effect that needs to be cared of. The Prime Minister of Thailand visited the area where I am standing here, to the caves, and he met the rescuers. There was some buzz that he might meet the press on the last day when the rescue mission is over, and today that last day is expected, because the officials said, the Thai officials yesterday sounded very optimistic and said that the boys will be rescued on the last day. That's today, and the focus is the biggest focus is that they are rescued and they don't suffer long-term damage, but they gave they said that if the rain gods don't create a problem, and it seems as of now the rains have fallen, this might create a certain problem. There has been only one briefing. We have been told that the boys in the hospital have met the parents through a glass wall, but other than that, the officials haven't divulged any details. We do expect a briefing by the end of the day. Only then we'll get to know finally what happened.
We completely hope that the weather gods actually cooperate and the rain situation gets better, and the rescue team manages to actually evacuate the remaining 4 boys and the football coach who still remain trapped in the caves. Thank you so much for bringing a ground zero report from Thailand. We will continue to bring the latest to our viewers through you. Thank you so much, Siddhant.